What's up, everyone? I've got all the carrots harvested out of this bed now, as well as the onions. So all that's left are some herbs and a cabbage that needs to be harvested, and some cucumbers and beans along the back wall here. So I'm going to go through and plant okra and beans and peppers and squash throughout this bed. And I'm going to film it when I do it, but I want to shoot a quick video just kind of showing what the plan is for today. We've had 100-degree temperatures for about a week now, and today's finally a day that's nicer. Temperatures aren't supposed to get out of the 80s right now, and it's a cool 70 right now. So it's nice to be out here in the garden without it being hot. It seems like it always happens that way in Oklahoma, where we go from cool weather straight into 100, so we don't get much of an in-between time. So before I plant anything, my first step is to go through and add compost to this bed. So I've got compost that I brought over in my cart from the compost pile, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to add about 1 inch or 2 of compost to everywhere that does not have a plant right now. And then after we're done with that, then I'll go through and start planting. So I'll go ahead and get started with adding compost, and then we'll come back and plant. This bed, and I'm going to start with New Zealand spinach. I just shot another video about New Zealand spinach, so go check it out if you want to know more about it. But I'm going to plant it all through here, and this is going to give us hopefully enough greens to have all through the summer. We're going to have plenty. So I've got this many seeds left in the packet. I'm going to go through and space them about every 8 to 12 inches throughout this bed, and I'm putting them right in the middle of the irrigation grids I've got going here. So I already planted one here and here. I'm going to plant another one here. Another one here, another one there, and I'm pushing them down about 1/2 inch to 1 inch into the ground. So I'm going to finish planting these rows here, so I'll have New Zealand spinach coming from here all the way to here or so, and then coming over to here, and then on the outskirts I already have the thyme there. I'll plant maybe a winter squash or a cucumber to go in right in that area. And then over here I'll plant beans or something to grow up this fence as well. So this bed will be pretty much planted out at that point. And then I will start on harvesting from this bed next, which we've got plenty of broccoli through here that we've been harvesting, and we can continue to harvest. We've got cabbage heads over here that are bulking up, and then onions through here as well. And then once we're done with this bed, then we'll move over to this one and finish harvesting everything out of it. And each time that we pull up things from a bed, we'll come behind and plant something that's in season for that time. So from here on out until the end of the summer, it's going to be okra, southern peas, New Zealand spinach like I just did, basil. Mary, you can't get in the bed. Maybe a Mary. Mary, that's not where you're supposed to go.
Pretty flower.
You can pick all those flowers she wants. Those are any flowers. Yeah. Sorry, dude. Decided on this back wall, I'm going to go ahead and plant some watermelons, some of these crimson sweet watermelons. I'm hoping I'll be able to vine them up this trellis here. And last year I didn't have a lot of success on trellising watermelons, but this year hopefully I'll do a better job of keeping up with it. And I'm not going to plant near as many. So I'm going to take 3 seeds, plant them along the back row here, about 1 inch deep. And then once these plants are sprouted, and I can see which one's doing the best, I'll thin them down to the one that's doing the best. And as it grows up, I will intertwine the vines throughout this here, and use garden tape to attach it to these, and then we'll see how well it goes. For the last step, I'm going to water this all in really well. So I'm going to come over here to my irrigation system. And number 1, manual. Well, I'm going to water it in for probably 15 minutes or so. And I'm also going to come through and use the watering can to make sure I completely coat the top, because the irrigation system seems to hit in one place, and all the water goes down pretty deep and saturates the bed. Pushes down the top layer. Doesn't get really wet, so I always apply one coating, I guess you would say, of this. What are you doing, Mary? Don't put anything in there. Checking it. How's the water? Is it good? How's it smell? Sniff it. How's the water? Is it good? Alright. Smells good, huh? So you can see what I mean here. Irrigation is going, and there's just a few spots that don't have water. So I don't do this necessarily every time I water, just whenever I put down seeds. Once the plants are established and they've got roots going down, these are just fine. I just like to do this whenever I'm trying to germinate seeds. I may also cover this with some burlap until they germinate to help keep the seeds soaked, just keep the sun off of them. That way they don't dry out as fast. That worked really well in the spring with carrots. So I still have room right here as well. I realized I didn't plant anything between the oregano, the two oreganos that I have there. So I'm probably going to plant an okra, because that'll help me out as well. It'll cast some shade over on this side of the bed in the afternoon, so that this New Zealand spinach, and I also interplanted some basil through here as well. Just kind of sprinkled seeds around. But it'll all be shaded in the afternoon when it gets really hot here. So I'm going to go grab some okra seeds now and throw them right there. I've got the okra, Clemson spineless. I'm going to plant 3 in through here, and then I'll thin them down to the best one once they're probably 4 or 5 inches tall. Alright, so I've got my okra seeds here now, and I'm just going to space them. I'm going to put them right where I see one of these irrigation streams hitting. That way I know it's somewhere that's going to get plenty of water. That's all there is to it. And once again, once they're 4 or 5 inches tall, I'll thin them down to the best one. Alright, so these may look friendly because they look like ladybugs, but they are not. They're cucumber beetles, and they will chew on your plants, but more importantly, they're going to transmit disease. They really attack members of the cucumber, the melon, the squash family especially. I've seen them on beans as well, so I'm going to go through and smash these, but they're really hard to contain. I have a DIY trap that I made last year that worked pretty well, so it looks like I need to make some of those today because they'll definitely help cut down on some of the numbers. But alright, so I've got my cucumber seeds now. I'm going to plant them every 6 inches or so along this trellis here. And I'm going to thin them down to 1 every foot or so. Actually, I've got beans going on that side, so I'll let 2 of these go. Hopefully that one over there and this one over here do well, and then I'll thin the one out the middle, and I'll let them grow up this fence here. I've got some half-inch biological